The Main Street area has went through a revitalization phase over the last few years. It has got a lot of new things like Market South here. See how that is all new? Get past the stop sign. They've took this was a grocery store at some point, and they've turned it into like a restaurant slash social area. But there's still things like across the street. See this building here? It's all in kind of urban decay. The windows are broken out and things like that. The curtains are rotting and falling down. It's just, it's an eclectic mix. So let's get some photos of it. And my settings for this kind of photography are basically, I'm running f8. I've got the ISO, I think on minimum, let's see. The ISO is 125. The shutter speeds, I'm running aperture priority because that's my preferred operation mode. And then I've got it set to continuous high-speed shutter because I'm trying to freeze moments with my street photos. And normally what I'll do is I'll kind of double clutch and get a couple of frames of an architectural shot, but at least my shutter speed selector, drive mode, is already set for when I want to take a photo of a person. It's already in that continuous high, so I can try to get the kind of the pose I'm looking for, like a person walking down the street or something like that. And it allows me to gather that photo more easily. So I just leave it in continuous high, and then when I catch a little downtime later, maybe drinking a cup of coffee or something, I'll go through and delete the dupes on the architectural shots. Apparently this was like some kind of boarding school or a boys' home or something, because you have the men entrance and then you have the boys went through a different door. Of course, it's boarded up now. I think someone's actually converting it into a hotel, but I'd like to know what this was back in the day. It's kind of an interesting piece of architecture done in Spanish colonial styling. It's all mortared up. But yeah, it's a really interesting looking building. It's got the little scrapers for your feet on the steps. Get the mud off your shoes. It was built in 1929. Isn't that interesting? Look how it's got the upper handrail. It's almost like it's a Catholic missionary style architecture. It's interesting. It's just on side street down here. It's on Mitchell Avenue, right off of Main. I don't know what it was. It's interesting. This building is a perfect example of someone trying to salvage a structure that should probably be demolished and rebuilt. If you'll look carefully, you'll see this blue bar along the top. Well, that blue bar only goes to there, and it wraps the corner, and I'm trying not to step out in front of a car. I don't know if you can see the side of the building from here. I took a photo of it, but the building is wavy because that wall is trying to collapse. And they've held it up by taking that piece of angle iron or channel iron and bolting it through the building's bricks to basically hold that wall up. Sometimes you just gotta go, huh? That's what they're doing. Rather than build a new building, they just put a big hunk of channel iron on it and call it good. Makes me leery about walking down that sidewalk after you look at it carefully. It was worth a photo at least. Here's a fun fact. 70 millimeters don't reach across the street all that well. Can't seem to get a decent composition. I need like 85 or 105. Figures. Just met these guys here. They're about to come by. Here's their portrait. But these guys right here, got to talk to them for a minute about my audio setup. Because see, I'm running the Zoom F1 as well as the Rode Video Micro. It gives me double redundant audio. They make their portrait in the car and everything. It was awesome. And I had to run a bunch of exposure compensation to get that. Let's see. I had to run 2/3 of a stop of exposure compensation for it to show up. But yeah, let's see what else we can find. All right. See that building right there? That building is a fake, basically. At this point, this building has become so decrepit that I'll show you the back of it. It looks like a building, but when we go around back, you'll see that's all that's left. What you see is what you get. Let me show you around back. Should have been a clue when they painted bricks onto chipboard and then screwed it to the walls, when it's actually a brick building all the gate. But yeah, this is painted fake bricks over real bricks. Who would have thought to do that? But this is all there is left of the building. Check this out. I found this out the other day exploring a little bit. Look, the building literally is cut off right there. You can see where the bricks have been broken off. The building used to come all the way back to this corner because it used to have a basement. But look at it. It's terrifying. There's no way I would be inside of that building. I mean, look at it. The ceiling's caving in right there, what's left of the framing. It's all fell down. They've done cleaned up and disposed of all of this part of it. But yeah, you can see where it used to be bathrooms up there. I mean, let's see. Yeah, those are bathrooms. At least they're the wall of a bathroom. You can see the mirror and the tile from where it was probably the back of the sink. Yeah, you can see the sink plumbing right here. It's sad. I don't know why they done this, but you can see this is the firewall right up through here with the structural bricks. Really? These guys like to get excited when they run their fire trucks. And there's a big firehouse right down on Main, so they get call-outs pretty regular. But yeah, this is some kind of historically significant building. So that's why they're trying not to tear down the front of it. There'll be some kind of restoration project come along before it's over with and restore it to seemingly its former glory. But like the Terminal Hotel is this building here. And there's a long story about the Terminal Hotel that's really worth looking up at some point. Seems like the doorman or the bellhop or something to that effect saved up the money and bought it and then ran it as a hotel for years. Now it's a restaurant and tap house. And then of course this is the awesome Chattanooga Choo Choo across the street. So this is all part of the rail terminal. But yeah, this building is not really a building anymore. It's probably not safe to walk by it on the sidewalk, just to tell you the truth. It's sad. All right, and I've walked by the Hot Chocolatier, which was where I was gonna go and get a cup of coffee. Here I am rambling, walking down the sidewalk. So let's get some coffee. Well, it seems I made a rookie mistake. I'm almost on a dead battery and I didn't bring a spare. Let's hope it holds out. I haven't put a battery in it in 2 shoots. So it actually has really good battery life. Surprisingly so for a mirrorless camera. You know, there's a lot of display power all the time. You know, it's either the little EVF or the display on the back. So it's kind of power hungry, but they hold up surprisingly well. It's to the point I really don't pay attention to the battery meter, and maybe I should. I've never seen this place. Looks like it's closed now. You must have a valid ID and must be 21 to enter, and no firearms allowed. Apparently it was a bar called the Living Room. Looks like it ain't here no more. Like I said, I've never heard of it. It had valet parking. It don't look like it's been open in a while. I mean, that's the front lawn. Looks like someone stole the bushes out of the yard. Looks like they dug up the plants. Yeah, it's closed. This is what wandering the back streets will get you. You'll learn about things. I've noticed as I get a little closer, it'll show up better. This building here is new construction. It's, well, as you can see, they haven't even got this part finished yet, but they're building all of these new apartments down here on the south side, down on this Broad Street area. If you look right above this, right there, you can see the top of another apartment complex over there. There's that building's an apartments, that one. All of that upstairs where it says spices and extracts on that building in paint, that upstairs areas, I think all apartments, might be offices in that building, but there's a whole bunch of apartment complexes being built over this way. And now they're building them in here. They're building them over by the interstate, and you're gonna lose these old structures. They're demoing these buildings like this one to make room for it. And they're reclaiming the bricks. You can see right here, they're dismantling this building to capture the bricks. You can see the pallets of bricks right here. They're wanting to make room for that stuff. And yeah, it's progress, I guess. And if the building's unsafe and it's not worth saving, I guess, you know, reclaim it like they're doing. But it's just kind of sad to see it's going away from the original design. This part of the city used to be heavy in manufacturing, people doing things, and now it's just all dwellings, pretty much. It's just kind of interesting to see the dynamic shift, you know, with time. Now this city is more about tourism and the service industry than it is about manufacturing. There's still manufacturing in the city, but it's not near as prevalent as it used to be. I mean, you go back 50 years, all of this was manufacturing 50 years ago. And now practically none of it is. So I've made it back to the truck, not a minute too soon. The battery in the Z6 is almost dead. The battery in the F1 is almost dead. I'm pretty much done dealing for the day. So until next time, get your camera out and go take a picture with it. All right, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.